Fala galera, beleza? Aqui é Matheus da Cama. Hoje vou reagir a um vídeo muito legal aqui da Madeleine mccann. Não é a série dela, não é a série dela ainda. Tá aqui o... Tem uma série na Netflix que chama O Desaparecimento de Madeleine mccann. Não é esse vídeo ainda, eu vou reagir em breve. E também não é nada sobre ela. Não saiu notícia dela, ainda não saiu, que pena, queria muito que saísse. Mas só em fevereiro. Vou ter que esperar bastante, um mês. Eu achei esse vídeo aqui no YouTube, eu vou reagir com vocês. O vídeo tá em inglês. Mas a maioria dos meus inscritos é em inglês. Mas, vamos ver. Bora lá reagir vídeo da Madeleine. Deixa eu achar aqui, apertar aqui. Ué, tá apertado, mano. Bora lá. Então parece que a mora na parada da luz. Parece que a mora na parada da luz, então. Deve ser a casa dela.
And I just stood actually,
Okay.
and I thought, oh, all quiet. And to be honest, I might have been tempted to turn around then, but I just noticed that the door, the bedroom door where the three children were sleeping, was open much further than we'd left it. I went to close it to about
Então
here,
é que é a mora.
and then as I got to
da
here,
luz.
it suddenly slammed. And then as I opened it, it was then that I just thought, I'll just look at the children. I could see Sean and Emily in the cot, and then I was looking at Madeline's bed, which is here, and it was dark, and I was looking and I was thinking, is that Madeline or is that the bedding? And I couldn't quite make her out, and it sounds really stupid now, but at the time I was thinking I didn't want to put the light on because I didn't want to wake them. And literally as I went back in, the curtains of the bedroom, which were drawn, were closed.
Bem que podia ter legenda, hein? Bem que podia ter legenda, hein? Pra entender uma coisa.
That cuddle cat was still there, and the pink blanket was still there. I mean, I knew straight away that she'd been taken, you know.
Acabou? Madeleine was at... Ah, não é resort não. Achei que era onde eles ficavam. Não é. É a casa deles aí. Peraí. 1, 2. Peraí.
It's now 2 years since Madeleine McCann was abducted while on holiday in Portugal.
Cadê?
Her parents, Kate and Jerry, live near Leicester with Madeleine's brother and sister.
Só tem 4 filhos, só tem 3 ali. Ela tem 4. Ou é 3, não sei. Acho que é 3 ou 4.
I think we're far from normality. We're far from normality, but we're closer than we were.
Mummy, can I get this photo, please?
What's the little word?
Please.
What do you mix
Nossa,
with
minha
white
desse
to get grey?
tamanho, televisão pra te falar ainda, Madeleine.
What colour did you put
Só me
on
deu até
here
falar,
that made
mano.
it go grey?
White.
Ah, o moleque tá falando.
White and black.
Black. That's it.
Mummy, that was a lovely picture you're making, Mummy.
Thanks, honey. Do you know what it says?
No. Black and that.
What name do you think that is, Sean?
Madeleine is...
Who's your other sister?
Madeleine, sei lá.
There you go. I honestly believe they're expected to come home, you know, one day soon. They're very much, well, Madeline comes back, we'll share our toys, and, you know, if Emily's wearing Madeline's shoes, she'll say, well, these won't fit Madeline now, so we'll have to take her and get a bigger pair of shoes when she gets home, you know. Come and get your dinner, guys.
I might have that. Come in a minute.
Just a minute, don't leave it too long, you don't want it to go cold.
Kate has given up her work as a GP and now stays at home with the twins.
What do you think? A Collywood cheese sauce test.
Can you get my wellies?
Why would
Olha
you
o
go
tamanho da mão da criança, mano.
To your farm.
Oh,
Meu
you
Deus.
can't really get you so big. Shall I give me some off here? A lot of the places that I go now, I used to go with Madeline as well. So there's little things.
Odeio galinha, não gosto. Nossa, galinha feia do caramba.
Farm where we go quite a lot. You know, I can see Madeline swinging on the rope in the hayloft. She was great. She was only 3, and she'd be like, you know, swinging backwards and forwards. wagon that they had, asking me to come in. And that's hard. Get memories and reality hits in again. They're very greedy, those people.
Ah, esqueci na casa deles. Não é a casa deles, não. Deve ser o resort onde eles ficam.
Jerry has returned to work at Glenfield's Hospital, Leicester, where he is a consultant cardiologist.
Right, how have you been? How are you feeling? Alright, how did you find the scan? Given the indefinite nature of what we're going through, you have to at some point say I'm going to go back. Heart sounds very quiet. His chest clear, so there's no signs of fluid overload.
Do you think you both healed a bit?
Healed is a adapted, I think, is probably the right word. There's a scar, deep scar there that's kind of knitted at the minute, but you still think it might break or come loose, the stitches or whatever. But it is definitely an adaptation, I think. Have you managed the stairs?
No, I haven't tried the stairs. I've got it down in the lift.
Yeah.
Because the stairs is the thing that knocks me about more than anything.
Should we let Daddy in? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There'll always be a hope, and we're living with this carrot that potentially she could come back, and I think that makes it more painful that you don't know, and that she's out there and separated from you.
Put it in the dolly house.
Let's go.
She's got
It's less raw, less painful on a day-to-day basis, but it's still pretty painful. It's different.
The second anniversary of Madeleine's disappearance is approaching. Kate and Jerry want to use the media attention to keep the search in the public's mind.
It almost feels like the last, I guess, media opportunity. We really need to think about that to get the right message out.
The McCanns are organising a series of events aimed at prompting fresh evidence, including a difficult trip back to the holiday resort. A national TV appearance in the States, and perhaps most crucially, a visit to the world's leading child recovery experts.
We truly believe that this is what Madeleine McCann looks like today.
She's either out there or she's not, and there's nothing to say that she's not out there alive, so it's simple. She's out there until proven otherwise.
Actually is looking for Madeleine at the moment.
Pensei que tinha acabado.
Hopefully lots of people in the general population, but in terms of an investigative strategy, then there's no law enforcement agency that is proactively doing anything. It's pretty amazing, really, when you think about it. It's a very serious crime, and we've got to do it.
Cleared as suspects, the investigation shelved. The parents of Madeleine McCann say they're relieved to be cleared of any involvement in their daughter's disappearance. More than a year after Madeleine vanished from the resort of Praia de Luz, the Portuguese authorities said they have found no evidence that the couple had committed any crimes.
We're not out making a fuss for the sake of it, or to say things were done badly or could have been done better. That's not what we're interested in. We're not interested in looking back. What we want to do is look forward.
But there are are two men still looking for Madeleine. Ex-Detective Inspector Dave Edgar is the senior investigating officer. He works alongside former Detective Sergeant Arthur Cowley. Both are now employed by the Find Madeleine Fund.
It's given a really good description. And what I've done is I've made arrangements to go and see him on Tuesday morning.
I've inherited an investigation which is 18 months old. It's a massive investigation.
For me, it's quite simple. Whether it be a high-profile murder or any investigation, it's a jigsaw puzzle. And it's...
Gente, agora é outro vídeo. Acho que é a parte 4, parte 3, não sei. Vamos ver. Vamos lá, clicar aqui.
It's essentially shattered, and probably 3 or 4 minutes before Madeleine was taken. And we obviously absolutely, what's the word, persecuted ourselves for not being here, and there is no doubt that not being here at that moment increased the risk of it.
The McCanns were on holiday with a group of friends. In the evenings, they all ate together and took it in turns to make half-hourly checks on each other's children. Two of the group, Matthew Oldfield and Jane Tanner, both crucial witnesses, have returned to help Dave Edgar with the reconstructions. It's believed that Madeleine was taken shortly after her father's check at 9 o'clock. In the 45 minutes that followed, there were 2 significant sightings of a man carrying a young girl. The first was by Jane Tanner. She was looking in on her sick daughter when she saw Jerry returning from his check. He was talking to a friend, Jez Wilkins, at the side of the road. However, Jane and Jerry remember the scene differently.
See, I think you were about here. And I think you were standing like that, and Jez was there with his pram pointing down that way. Because I think if you'd have been looking at me, because I would have said something, because I would have said about, because Kate had been moaning that you'd been gone a long time watching the football.
I'm almost certain that when I came out, I came over and he was here, and I was like that. That's my memory of it. It's like Jez is 6'3" or something and looking up, and then turning in when I finished. That's my memory of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, they just...
It's like I said, that there are inconsistencies, you know, in every major investigation.
Okay, that's fine.
Obviously, the most important thing is what you saw, Jen. It's not where Jerry and Jez were actually stood, because they didn't obstruct your view of the man you saw.
I was walking up here to do the check, and probably as I got to, it's hard to know exactly where, but probably about here, I saw the man walk across the road there, carrying the child.
Nossa, acho que é ela, hein?
See, I just got up and walked out of the tapas bar, past Jerry talking to Jez. That's when I saw somebody walk across the top of the road, carrying a child.
Nossa.
And I think I did think, oh, there's obviously somebody taking their child home to bed, but they didn't look like a standard tourist.
Nossa, mano.
It's just ridiculous, isn't it? It just looks so much like somebody abducting a little girl when you look at it.
Acho que é ela, hein?
And it just
Ali, ó.
looks so obvious when you know, but just look at it and you think, why the hell didn't you think there is somebody abducting a child? But it's not even
Ixi,
a
é, ela
thought that
tá de pijama rosa, dá pra ver. Cabelinho loiro,
take a
ele
child
tá
out.
descalço.
You know, you're probably the one person that could have actually stopped it and you think, oh, what if? It's that what if, and you can take those what ifs to ad infinitum, really.
Ixi. Cara burro, mano. Sabe que tem gente na rua, o cara foi burro, hein? Nossa. Pelo amor de Deus, o cara foi burro. Sabe que tem gente na rua, passa a garota no colo. Que burro, mano.
At 9:30, half an hour after Jerry's check, it was Matthew Oldfield's turn to look in on all the children. He went into the McCann's apartment, but didn't go into the bedroom, and so didn't see if Madeleine was missing.
Pretty much from the approach down here, you can see straight into the room, so you can see the cots as you're walking in. So it never really felt like there was any real need to sort of go all the way into the room. You can see both cots and see into them from.
Caramba.
As I've ummed and ahed about the angle and things, all I just noticed that I had an unimpeded view, and it was just dead quiet and just. Why I didn't do those extra couple of steps in?
Yeah, I was sitting there settling, and at no point other than that night did I go stick my head in. That was the only time, because the door was like that for me and I knew I'd left it.
It's more that, you know, I felt like you'd done enough, you'd been, you'd seen, it was quiet.
And part of the reason we ended up coming through the back was the noise coming through the front door. You don't want to disturb it. Stupid time, but...
It is possible that Jane Tanner is not the only person who saw Madeleine being carried away by the abductor. 40 minutes after Jane's sighting, and half a mile away from the McCann's apartment, a family also saw a man carrying a young girl away from the town.
Será que ela... Será que essa menina é
Later,
ela?
the witness
Não.
thought that this might have been Jerry McCann.
Lembrei que tá de pijama,
This
ela
was
tá de saia, essa menina tá de
investigated
saia.
and ruled out
Não
by
é
the
ela.
Portuguese police.
A man was seen here carrying a child just before 10 p.m. on the night Madeleine
Rua
was
da
abducted.
escola
The
primária.
man saw the family, he appeared furtive and veered off to one side and carried on walking. Obviously anyone carrying a child at night, it's really important. We need to find out who this person was.
Nossa. Coitada garota.
I was with my family
Família
we were walking up this
3
street
de maio de
when I
2007,
saw a
às
man and he was
21h50.
carrying a child. I thought they were father and daughter, so I wasn't so suspicious. The girl was about 4. She looked like my granddaughter, blonde hair,
Nossa,
pale
mano.
white skin, typically British.
Caraca. Cara burro.
Man
Esse cara é
didn't
burro
look like a
também, né?
tourist, but I can't explain why.
Tá com,
It was probably
ele
from
vê
his
que tá com
clothes.
gente na rua, passa com a menina no colo.
Someone knows
Esse
the
cara deve.
information.
O pessoal deve pensar que o cara é o pai dela. O cara é burro, mano.
And someone
Tá
knows
com,
where she
o
is.
cara tá com. Vê, tá com gente na rua, passa com a menina ainda.
Let's get the phone ringing.
Não.
At home,
Abril
Kate
2000.
is
Nossa,
preparing for the
mano.
inevitable media
Ano
attention that will
quase.
surround the
Abril
second
2009.
anniversary of Madeleine's disappearance.
And this one, I think it's really sweet, and it was Madeleine just when she arrived home from hospital to our house. She just looks
Coitada,
like
mano.
wrapped up in a little bundle. She's got those eyes, I tell you, those eyes that are never closed.
Nossa.
For us, they're not just photos, and especially now, having Madeleine in our life, they're more than photos, and to me, each photo is very special. I mean, it's Madeleine, and we've given out so much of our daughter to the world, really. You just want to be able to retain some of it. We'd like to see this one.
Olha, a madeleine pequena.
Do you think Emily likes chocolate? Who says that? Say yes, Daddy. Okay.
Olha o tamanho da criança, velho.
Do you still feel her physically as much as you did?
Well, I know the Madeleine that I know. I don't know Madeleine at, nearly 6. she might look different. She could be speaking a different language.
Ah,
She
então
might
foi
have
antes da
a hair
viagem essa casa
different.
aí,
She
antes da
might have
viagem.
different interests, but you know, she's still our daughter.
Ainda bem que ela tá arrumando as malas.
Yeah.
Então ele foi em abril. É que antes desapareceu faz uns 5 dias que o menino desapareceu. Ah, gente, a mãe da Madeleine fala na série. Tem uma série que eu vi na Netflix. Ela fala assim, que tinha um sentimento, como chama? Um pressentimento muito ruim que ia acontecer na viagem. Ela fala que tem uma coisa muito ruim que ela sabe que ia acontecer com a Madeleine. Se os pais da criança tivessem ido viajar, a criança ainda ia estar com a família dela. Gente, deixa o seu like, se inscreve no canal e ative o sininho de notificações, tá? Segue lá no meu Instagram, TikTok. Segue a Esteazinha lá no Instagram dela, TikTok. E segue lá o canal dela, acho que esse é o nome do canal dela. Vou tentar deixar aqui na descrição. Comenta aí o que você achou do vídeo. É legal, mais ou menos. Você viu, né, no final, acho que foi finalzinho, acho que foi no final. Mostra o cara carregando a Madeleine no colo. Aqui, ó. Tipo assim, ó. Aqui. No braço. E aí, dá pra ver o cabelo dela. A cara tá com uma roupa rosa, descalça. E aí, não sei se você ouviu no vídeo, que tem uma teoria que a Madeleine tava no mato. O seu caçador deve deixar no mato, matado ela. Foi que acho que achou uma roupa dela que tava usando rosa. Uma roupa dela rosa, né? Rosinha aqui de coração. O que tinha a roupa dela lá, acho que. Sei lá, se tinha a roupa dela lá, o cara falou que tinha a roupa dela lá. Talvez a menina esteja morta, espero que não. Ela esteja viva, em algum lugar. E algum dia espero que ela pode voltar pra casa dela, eu espero. É isso, né? Deixa bastante like. E comentei o que você achou do vídeo. Legal, mais ou menos. E eu achei esse vídeo em inglês no YouTube, tá? Não tem português. Porque a maioria dos meus inscritos é em outro país, em inglês. México, Argentina. E aí, eu achei esse vídeo aí, mostrar. Cara, né? Quando ele tava lá no... Ele foi antes de pegar a criança. Ele tava no... Acho que tava numa rua e deu pra ver a cara da Madeleine virada, assim, ó. O cara tava de costa assim. O cara tava de costa. E deu pra ver que a Madeleine virou de costa. Que mostrou a cara da Madeleine. Deu pra ver. Vai lá ver depois. Quando eu finalizar aqui o vídeo, eu vou mostrar o vídeo aqui de novo. Não sei se vocês viram. Vou achar o vídeo aqui de novo, tá? Deixa bastante like, tá? Comenta aí o que você achou do vídeo. Você acha que a Madeleine pode voltar algum dia pra família dela? Algum dia? Comenta aí. Se Deus quiser, vai voltar rapidamente. Espero que sim. Se Deus quiser, vai voltar pra família dela. Tchau, até o próximo vídeo. Valeu, falou. Fui. Tchau.